That is good banter. Hit it, Tommy.
Testing 1, 2. Hello and welcome to episode 32 of Good Banter. And what an ep we have installed today.
Oh, a lot to talk about, Tommy. Plenty going on.
We're back in the
As always.
back in the old location, which is the spare room at the front of my house. We've been out and about. We've done car parks, we've done parks. But now we're back to it. It feels good to be back.
It's great to be here on the couch, mate. It's we're just saying though, if you are on the YouTube, your white T-shirt there just blends right, and the light tracksuit pants, you blend right into the couch,
white wall, look like
and
I'm
the
sort
wall,
of floating in a cloud or something.
Like I'm just talking to myself here.
Yeah, but anyway, plenty to talk about. So we a bit of a teaser last week, Evan, with your acting.
Yep.
With the famous Joel Edgerton.
Yes, yeah. You keep stuffing that up, don't you?
Who is it?
Sam Worthington. Remember,
mate.
you said
My memory's cooked.
Yeah, and you had no idea who Sam Worthington was.
No, and then I thought I worked it out. I thought it was the guy from that was on Secret Life of Us. But as it turns out,
Sam Johnson.
No,
but
Sam,
also
Joel Edgerton. Who did I say? Sam Worthington.
No, because Sam Johnson. I thought you might have got Samuel Johnson mixed up.
Oh, it's a bit of a
mate, it's all those
names
Aussie
there.
actors that just look very similar. Got the same names. It's bullshit.
It's tough for everyone involved. But so we'll catch up on that info a bit later on, get an update there. Your Bucks party, Evan, obviously that happened. What is today? Was Monday. That was Saturday.
That was Saturday.
Surprisingly good. You haven't got no extra tattoos, got your eyebrows.
Got my eyebrows. I think what might have saved me is I just drank beer for the whole day.
Well, you were at a brewery, weren't you?
No, a bar. A bar. So they had beers, they had spirits, wine.
Oh, okay.
So the options were there, but I think, we'll get into it later. We had a good solid session there. It was great, mate. We managed to put something together, last minute.
Yeah, because it's obviously trying times with COVID and so forth.
Terrible.
But you got something out. So what time did you get home? What time did you walk through the door?
Well, technically I walked home at about 10 or 10:30 in the morning, but I had a sleep.
At your brother's place?
No.
Just in a park?
It was at a house with no power because we ventured out. Should we just go into the Bucks now?
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, let's get into it now because so on Wednesday I was starting to hear the rumour that maybe it'll go from 5 kilometres to 25 kilometres.
Yep.
So I just said, I text my brother. I said, maybe you, me, and my brother-in-law could just catch up for a few beers.
Because you had two issues. You had the maximum capacity.
Yes.
And you had the distance.
Yep. So originally, as Dad let me know a few weeks ago, we were going to
Rosebud.
Ryan Airbnb. Down at right. No, you're not far away, mate.
Yeah,
you're not far away.
Always close.
It's close.
I'm always
it's not
close.
far.
Joel Edgerton, Rosebud.
You're always around the mark, mate. You're always around the mark. So we were meant to be doing that. That was looking like that's not going to happen. They're not going to go, as I think I said last week, they're not going to go from you can't go more than 5 kilometres to see you later, get pissed and do whatever with your mates, have a shit show for your bucks. So we thought, all right, so maybe if it goes to the 25, I said I'll catch up with my brother-in-law, and then Heatho, my bro, goes, well, maybe a few of the boys have thought about
so
putting something together.
So it's growing legs.
It's growing legs. I'm in Kensington. My brother's out in Airport West. My brother-in-law, Strathmore. Most of my groomsmen are out eastern suburbs. Out
25 Ks covers most of Melbourne, really. If you're talking a radius.
Radius, yeah. So we had to sort of look, because Kensington, Strathmore, that's sort of different areas to Mooroolbark.
It is.
So we had to look. So we were looking around Diamond Creek. So what my mate Bulzer says, what about, this all hatched on Wednesday. We go, what about, there's a brewery in Diamond Creek. And he goes, okay. What about the Grape and Hop in Montmorency? I said, well, funny you should say the Grape and Hop in Montmorency. I've run a few gigs there.
Okay.
I know the owner. Let me bloody put a call into him and see what's going on. So I ring him. He's got no idea that I'm ringing about. I'm possibly going to get 15, 16 blokes. And
he thinks you're just trying to sell
trash
a
his
gig
bar.
in the middle of COVID.
Yeah,
you
mate.
Can't even open the doors.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Yep.
So, hey, do you want to get this latest gig going? He goes, I said, what's the go with your restrictions, mate? How many people can you get in there? He goes, mate, I think I can get 6 out the back. I can get 10 in here. I just don't know if it's worth opening on a Saturday. Like if I might do $300 over the bar. I said, well, sit down and have a listen to this proposal, big boy.
Have I got something for
Have
you?
I got something for you? Explain the story about the Bucks and said, oh, well, what do you reckon if I bring a few mates here that are all within the 25K zone and we tip a fair bit of cash in over the bar?
Tip a few back and small numbers, but big drinkers, big appetites.
That's exactly right. And he said, I said, yeah, what's the go? He said, well, you can get 6 out the back, you can get 10 in there. I said, perfect. And he said, technically, you got to be sitting down Okay. So, all right. Because that came in Thursday. And
does he strike you as a guy that sticks to the rules, or he's just going to get to the day and he's not going to give a fuck?
No, Lincoln's a good man. He's a good man, and I think though, because then I asked him, what's the go of the 2-hour rule? Because you know how the pubs have got the 2-hour rule.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a government rule.
No, that's just to keep people. I think that's more about the meals. They want everyone to get a meal.
Everyone can have a meal, and plus you get those people who maybe after 2 hours they're drinking stops and they just start talking shit and drinking water. Piss those losers off.
Yep.
And let's get some real drinkers in. So he said, nah, mate, sweet. If you blokes still want to come, I said there'll probably be about 14 or 15. We'd sort of gone around and we'd got the protractor out and worked out where got the map and worked out where the 25K zone is.
Yep.
Had to find out, and we scrounged up 15 blokes.
15 of Mooralbark's finest.
Mooralbark, there was Blackburn, there was Balwyn North. People were just coming from everywhere to Brunswick, and it was all happening. So it was.
What time did you kick off? What time did you meet there?
Well, I said to Link, and a big thank you to Link and Mel, who do have the Grape and Hop, or as they call it out in Montmorency, the Grape and Hope.
The Grape and Hope.
I think it might be one of those bars where if you're a bit down on your luck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where maybe
you're
trying, buddy,
sort of
drag something home from the Grape and Hope,
nice,
maybe.
Nice.
Yeah. Then one of the boys, because Link was telling that story about what it was called, a few blokes said, well, what about the Gape and Hope? Or the Gape and... It was a bit all over the joint. Yeah, the Gape and Hope. So he said, mate, we'll get in there at 12. There at 12. And when I rocked up, he said, yeah, I reckon I could lock you blokes in for about 7 hours.
Okay.
So that's a good session.
Yep. 12
that's a good
7.
session.
Yep.
12 till 7, and everything started well. I think probably the whole 15 were there by probably 1 o'clock.
So that's not a brewery. They don't brew their own beers.
No. They get beers on tap.
Yep.
Wines, spirits, and beautiful little outdoor area.
Yep.
And just a fun day. It got to about, because you're never sure as well. I thought there might have been something hatching when me mate Bullser goes, oh, what's the go with how many people have you invited? Are we over our limit?
Like you're saying, can you have one more?
Maybe.
That may have
one
person looking after them.
Get one more person.
That may have the security guard with them. Is that what you're talking?
Didn't even have a security guard. So, yeah. So I thought, okay, maybe there might be a bit of entertainment. And, apparently the boys rang and said, as long as there's a private spot where it's not open to the public and whatever, I'll put on a show. And, did you have at your Bucks, did you have a stripper?
Not more than 7, I wouldn't have thought. No, there was a bit. The boys did. They went a bit silly. Got the got a couple of topless waitresses for the day.
Yeah.
And which, look, we don't condone that. And it was, pretty rank entertainment.
Okay, all right. Well, this was all right. And I sort of got that thing. When she walked in, I started getting self-conscious about me little pecker. It was quite cold out the back.
Okay.
Because she had to do it out the back in the beer garden. And obviously, everything was shut up. And it was all good. So it was obviously, everything was fine. Closed off to the public, except at one stage, Johnny Katz walked in to get a beer. And he noticed that they hadn't turned the cameras off.
Oh, okay. Well, they would have known what was going on out the back.
They would have known what was going on, and there was no one else in there. But, Katsy saw firsthand. He still saw what was happening during the show.
Good. It's not... Yeah, they're pretty... They don't have a great disguise. They sort of turn up. They've got carry-on luggage,
bag.
Unless they're just dropping in to say hi before they head off the airport.
And always sort of those tight. Well, the boys had run it past and said it was all good. And they're a bit of buzz when. I think all blokes, no matter you could be the biggest ladies' man that has ever lived, but as soon as maybe a woman walks in with a bag. Dressing nicely and going, fuck, she goes into the toilet to get changed or whatever. Even blokes can just crumble.
The excitement.
Jesus Christ.
And it's usually disappointing, but at the end of it, it's always usually fairly disappointing, but just the excitement, it's worth it just for the excitement it generates.
Well, the excitement was amazing, and they all the blokes sat around, and I got sat sort of on this seat. So then the beautiful Naomi, who was... you had a bit of an American accent.
I'm sure that was fake, as is her name, as was probably everything else about her. But anyway,
no, she was very natural, all natural,
okay.
And got me down there, put a little towel on the ground, and I think the first thing that happened was my top came off.
Nice. She didn't see the tat, did she?
Oh yeah, actually. And I think when you're the buck, I always think like you've got to put on a bit of a show and maybe have some funny comments for the boys because they're sort of looking at you like you're a bit of a dick.
The spotlight's on you.
The spotlight's on you.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah. I remember going to one once in Wodonga in this. The guy's actually serving time now at his Bucks party, and he was, and a couple of his mates had put some stuff in his drink, and he was no, he was virtually a corpse, and he was just while he was getting a lap dance. It was in this shitty little shed in Wodonga, and oh goodness me, it was pretty horrible. His dad was there, his uncle was there. It was a pretty crook scene, but anyway,
So what I thought before she came out, I thought, well, at some stage she's going to take my pants off. So I put my mask in. Oh,
that's clever.
In my pants because I thought she'll pull that out, and then the mask will be there.
Yeah, like, topical.
I tried to fit my mask, like put the mask on through, like I was putting them on like underwear, and I realised that my head isn't that big and my legs are a bit too big, so I couldn't get the mask on. So I just put it in there.
Yep.
At one stage, she was sort of walking me around like a dog.
Okay.
Which was
fairly
humiliating.
Humiliating, but that's what it's all about. Yeah.
And then once she saw the tat, I said, "Oh, do you like my tram stamp?" And that sort of got a bit of a laugh from all the fellas. Bit of chat. What else came? Oh, the shaving cream on the
that's
on
classic.
the arse.
Did she light it on fire?
She lit it on fire.
It's a classic. She's striptease 101. The old light. The shaving cream on fire. That's she did the slap.
She did the slap. Yeah. She did the slap, and I don't know. I smelled a bit of hair. I didn't think I had hair on my ass, but I felt a bit of a
strong smell. You don't need to burn many hairs to get that funk going through a room.
Yeah, that's it. So, and then I must be honest. I'm glad that she sort of came because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have eaten anything. But I did eat half a strawberry and a few lolly snakes.
Oh, okay. So she was
off her.
So she wanted to make sure you had something in your belly. Didn't
well, that's
want to get
it.
too pissed. So she's
apart from that, I just had one slice of pizza, and that was about it. And then at one stage, I must admit, nice rig. And at one stage, that she was sort of standing over me, and they always love washing themselves, the strippers, don't they? They love getting themselves a bit of a scrub up.
Yeah. You think they could do that at home?
I think they could, mate.
Really
What do you reckon they practice in the shower, all that kind of stuff? Or
you really have to clean yourself at the event.
Leave there just smelling beautiful all the time. And, at one stage, sort of just looking up. Because, like I said, the boys were, she went into the crowd. And blokes shit themselves when she starts going into the crowd. Like, don't come near me.
The most confident guys in the world go to fucking Lollywater when a stripper makes eye contact with them or anything like that. I was thinking maybe... because I know a lot of gigs cancelled for comedians, and I'm assuming they've been the same. I wonder if thought she might have been a bit off the game, with a lot of...
Mate, she was on fire.
She knew what she was doing.
She knew what she was doing. I think she maybe had... it must have been her first one for the day, but... The boys...
She told you it was the first one for the day?
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, so she's standing above me, and I've sort of looked at the boys and go, I see why blokes get remarried. And the boys sort of loved that. And then right at the end, it probably went for about half an hour. Yep. The crowd's going nuts. Boys are enjoying it. And my mate, she goes, all right, one more with the shaving cream. And she's loaded up. Me mate Fraser gave her 20 extra bucks. And she has fucking hammered me. I don't know.
Oh, not with the belt.
Yeah, with the belt. With the belt. Is it still? Hang on. Is it? It's a bit bruised here.
I don't know about it.
You probably don't want to see the.
Yeah, you can see. Oh, yeah.
You see a bit of a welt there.
She's
get on the YouTube. You can see that.
No, you can definitely see that.
Yeah.
I've never understood the belt thing.
Well, unless it's your dad sort of hitting you. I don't know why. I got a bit of PTSD when she bought the belt out.
It's your day. It's meant to be a fun day.
Well, you end up just getting fucking caned, don't you? I think it's all your mates just wanting to get back at you at some stage.
Yeah, you could do without the belt. The stripper understand. I don't know about the belt, but look, it's done now. You passed the test.
That's
obviously.
it. Passed the test.
You've done that. Tick that box.
And she got dressed. Everyone cheered. She left, and Katsy was actually saying, like, as a comic where you've done a gig, and you walk away, you go, "Fuck, I think that was a good gig."
Yeah.
She must have walked away. Do you reckon strippers do that?
Yeah, that was a good gig.
I reckon she's gone, that's a good gig. 2:00 in the Arvo, can be, not the greatest gigs for comics sometimes, but that was, for her, she's had a cracker.
Or you might be giving yourself a bit much credit. She might just go in the car and just cry after every gig. That's what her life's become. So I think you might. Yeah, I don't think she's thinking that was a beauty. I think she's thinking, well, any gig she walks out alive without being assaulted, I think's a win.
Well, I think maybe it's like comedy. Sometimes it depends on the crowd.
It depends on the crowd.
It depends on the
crowd. You don't blame yourself if the
crowd's up for it, which I think the boys were. I thought I added a little bit to it. I was respectful.
Good crowd work.
I chimed in a few times, and old Naomi, not her real name, obviously. She was a ripper. So
good on you. Big shout out to Naomi. I'm sure she's a big listener of the pod.
Oh, loves the pod. So that was about 2, and then to be honest, after that, the whole rest of the day is a bit of a fucking blur. I'll be honest. I spoke to.
So did you get out of there by 7?
Got out of there by 7. Link was saying, it was probably time to move yous on when your brother and yourself were up on the tables inside with your tops off.
Yeah, time to move on. Were you the only ones there?
Yeah, we were.
And was he happy with the amount of alcohol consumed?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, very happy.
Yeah,
very happy. And by then, we walked out, and it just felt like it was 4 a.m.
Yeah,
it was fucking.
It would have been dark.
It was dark and shit. And then
nowhere to go. Oh, you could have gone to the pub.
I don't think we were going to get into any pub. So what the boys said was a few blokes who weren't out eastern suburbs, they sort of went their separate ways. And I think about 8 or 9 of us headed back to me mate's joint in fucking Moorabuk, Fraser's joint. And the thing is, though, they got no fucking power there.
They got no power.
So we've gone there. We've stood around a fire pit singing songs. And
fucking Amish or something?
No, because of all the floods, the bloody trees and all that. The storms during the week.
Well, why'd you go to their joint? Why'd you go to someone that's living in 20 21.
2021, yeah, no. So, and my sort of last memory of the night is just everyone with their tops off, me and my jocks, and we're just standing around singing by candlelight to a bloody iPod or something like that. So it was...
that wouldn't bring attention from the neighbours because you can't have visitors.
Yeah, I was out of my 25k zone. There was 8 or 9 of us. You're not even meant to have people over. So that was the day, mate. Thanks to the boys, Heatho, Fraze, Ads, Bullser for getting that together. Thanks for everyone for rocking up. And Link and Mel at the Grape and Hope, or the Hop there in Montmorency. Thanks for having us. And Naomi, I love you.
She'll be back.
She'll be back.
And
no, we got through it, mate.
And next day, pretty flat.
Next day, just...
Was Kristen good? Was she, or did she get you to do chores? Or
No, she was good. She had a bit of a bridal... She caught up with sister-in-law, my sister-in-law, so Heath's wife, my sister, and her mum. They just went out for some lunch, and then they were home by 6. Okay, so they went from 12 till 6. So there's
probably got home in better nick than than you.
Yeah,
but
so it's pretty fucked, mate.
No, that's good.
I'm all right. Bounce back. Stayed on the beers. I'm all right.
Yeah, smart man. Man.
What's going on with you, mate?
Oh, mate, plenty going on. I've jotted down a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
I went to obviously I didn't make it to yours, so apologies. Had my son's birthday.
You were outside the limit.
I was outside the limit.
The limit,
and it was my son's birthday. So while you were doing that, although my heart was there, I was at Chadstone Shopping Centre going to Build-A-Bear.
Okay, well, run us through Build-A-Bear.
Build-A-Bear, mate. I'll tell you. We talked about, remember, I can't remember what episode it was, but I went to the fish farm.
Yes.
One of the great, possibly the great rip-off.
Yeah, I think you spoke about that in Money Making Machine.
Yeah, I kept pulling out the salmons. Yeah. It was like fucking $100 a salmon, and it was a nightmare. And anyway, so I thought, at the time, that's the biggest rip-off of all time. Like, sure, that they have just, once you walk through that door, they've just got your hook, line, and
print
sinker.
money.
Well, fucking Build-A-Bear heard about that joint and said, hold my beer, because I am going to fucking take this family to the... Mate, we nearly had to refinance the house again.
So how many people were there?
So it was just myself.
Yep.
My wife.
Yep.
The three sons.
Okay.
So the idea is you go in, you pick a bear, and the bears are just sitting there, pretty sad actually. They've got no stuffing in them. They just look like
like a deflated pool pony.
Like a deflated. They look like they're dead. All these fucking bear corpses just hanging. You pick your bear, and it's like it might be like $40, $50, or $60. These depends what one you took, which is a fairly ritzy, expensive bear. Expensive bear.
Considering you're making it your fucking self.
Considering you're making it yourself, like fucking, surely they can make it for that sort of price. And anyway, so you got your fucking bear, and you would think that's a quality bear. This is no better than you put in the dollar and that claw drops down.
Oh, the claw that you can never get them.
Yeah, I've actually
Have you?
I've got a bit of a knack to
Not
it,
bad
so I've got quite a few,
tester.
and so they're no better than the quality of that.
Okay.
Anyway, so what we're convinced the kids, like, the $60 ones are like, oh, I don't know about that. He looks a bit scary. But so we convinced them all to get the $40. So we're up for 40, 80, 120.
What, you didn't want to build a bear yourself, mate?
No, we did. So we got these empty bits. So we thought, so we're up to 120 as is.
Okay.
And then we're like, all right, you got to stuff it.
Yeah.
You got to stuff the thing. So anyway, you take it over to the lady to stuff, and then she goes, oh, would you like your bear to have a heart? And
how much extra
in front
for
of
a heart?
In front of the kids, and you're like, no, and because if you're going to say in front of your kids, no heart,
no heart for the bear,
no heart for this kid, for this bear.
It's like the bloody cowardly lion, is it?
So then you go and select your hearts,
yeah,
and they range from $7 to $10. These hearts,
are they beating?
They can beat you. yeah. If you want to be a real shit dad, you get this thing that doesn't beat.
Yeah.
So obviously, I want this one. So you got ones that talk, and anyway, so you go in and jam the heart, which actually ends up sitting on its fucking shoulder, which doesn't make sense. But they jam it in, blow it full of stuffing, patch it up. So you're looking at 50. You're sitting on $50 each. So about $150 each.
Ooh.
And then she's like, "What would you like your bear to wear?" You're like, fuck, mate.
Jesus.
So and then you've got this whole
nude.
sort of
I want it like
wardrobe.
Fat Cat. I want it not wearing anything.
Sweet. The combs were $7. So I bought 3 combs and
combs.
Combs.
So like comb. Did it have hair?
No, barely. But they all had to get these combs. Fucking sunnies. It was ridiculous. So they're up for a couple $100 by the time you walk out of this joint, and you've got and a birth certificate. Do you want a birth certificate? Yeah. Jesus. So you sit down and you pay for this fucking birth certificate. So you walk out of there, and you've got these 3 shit teddy bears, and you're fucking $200, $200 and something bucks down. So
Jesus Christ.
And I know, mate, they just see you coming. They see you coming from a mile away.
And anything with kids, it is just, as you said, it's a license to just print money, isn't it? Because
I know
what parent is gonna, little Noah's looking at, Dad, can I give my bear a heart?
No, your bear's got no heart. It's got no birth date, and I'm not going to give it stuffing. You can put your stuff full of socks. So that was a bit.
Have
more.
They named the bears?
You had to name the bears, of course.
You got to put that on the birth certificate, of course.
Yeah. Yep. So that was pretty ritzy. Felt like I got ripped off there. But one little thing, and I know it's always been popular on this pod whenever we've discussed anything involving shit.
We didn't talk about it last week.
No. How were ratings with our first non-shit talking episode?
We dropped off a bit, actually.
Yeah,
I think we've got to go back to the shit. And,
so this is one that look, I hope I've mentioned it before, but so we're at work, and this applies to pretty much anywhere. But at work we've got 2 cubicles next to each other.
Yep.
What is the etiquette? Well, I know what the etiquette should be, but I'm asking you, what do you think the etiquette should be when you're in the toilet?
Yes.
Doing a shit, and you're just there, scrolling through your phone, taking your time.
Yes.
This could be at the footy club. This could be at bloody Southland Shopping Centre. This could be anywhere where you're sitting there taking a dump, and all of a sudden,
someone comes in
next door. And you hear them farting away, shitting away, the poo's hitting the water.
Can you tell them to shut the fuck up?
Oh, no, there's no issue there. I understand, because you're doing the same thing. Obviously, you do a courtesy flush. I understand that. But I don't want to see this person.
No.
Like, I don't want to come out at the same time.
No.
And be washing hands.
And to a point where if I hear a flush of the toilet, I just stay in there. I hide myself.
Well, I think that's the etiquette.
Yes.
The first to flush is the one that goes out first. Yeah. And the other person
get your shit done. Don't hang around. Don't do your hair or anything like that. Wash your hands.
And the second person can't come out.
No, you can't
until you are 100% sure that
they're
person's
gone.
left.
Yes.
Left. Yeah. Because it's happened to me more and more. I don't know what it is. You're in there.
And it's a natural bodily function. We all do it, but you don't want to go, oh, g'day, mate. How's the stocks going or something?
Yeah. After you've just
bloody
heard each other,
torn yourself a new one.
Heard the shit hitting the water, and
it's just not professional.
It's just not great. And look, it's just something that I thought was a no-brainer. That the first one to flush is the one to wash his hands, but people just don't seem to give a fuck.
And that's at your work.
My work everywhere.
Do we have to have maybe a little HR get involved? Is there like a bit of a meeting? Do we need to bring this up?
Oh, and then they're going to probably bring up why you're spending 45 minutes on the shitter.
Well, yeah. Well, that's probably fair enough. Yeah.
So,
you got some issues, Tommy.
Yeah. So anyway,
what would you say? Do you go in there? How long would you give? You'd have to give it a solid 20, wouldn't you?
No, I'm pretty quick. Yeah.
Okay.
There's better places to hang out than in.
Well, you're probably right. Depending on how your lifestyle's going.
Yeah. So I'm in and out. I poo quickly. I sit down, sort of back it up, beep beep, and then. Once I push, it's usually all over in about.
Which is funny. Some blokes, they sort of have a few goes at it, don't they? And you're like, get the newspaper going and really make a day of it.
I don't know what's going on, but mine all comes out pretty quick, and I seem to always hold on quite a long time
to the point where it's just
I'm never
you're
like,
running.
Oh, do I need a shit? I'll go to a shit. I'm like. I'm about to shit my pants.
Are you clockwork? Because I know some people are like, oh yeah, I get up at 5:30, 5:40, I'm in the shitter. Are you like that?
Not first thing after dinner. Like I have dinner at say 5 to 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Boys.
Because of the boys.
Yeah.
I'll go and do a massive bog at about 6.
Yep. just lock it in most nights, just when the 6 o'clock news. Oop, Jennifer Kite's on, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. And it usually coincides with a pretty chaotic part of the day when the boys are going fucking mental. So I'm sitting in there. Just in the privacy.
That's when you're going for your 45.
Yeah,
when Tam's wrestling the boys.
Until things calm down.
Until things calm down. Until you stop the hit.
Until I hear the bath water running.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's
nice,
a good call.
No, that's a good call. Yeah, well, maybe hit us up at reallygoodbanter@gmail.com and let us know. Like, so what are we asking there?
What's the shit etiquette at work?
Shit etiquette.
And I don't know. Just
I think once you hear the toilet flush, you got to wait for the bloke to wash his hands, hear the door, and then you go out.
Yeah. And what if you hear someone else come in?
Oh, I can just hang in there. Hang in there. Just stay in there
in the shitter.
That's exactly right.
You just don't want to make eye contact with anyone.
You don't want to. Like, sometimes I don't even want them to see my shoes.
Nah.
Because I'm thinking, they're going to pick my shoes. Like, people are walking out of the dunny going, oh, that's the guy. They're his shoes.
It's funny, isn't it? Everyone shits and everyone knows shit smells, but you don't want to be that guy.
Shit don't stink.
Yeah, mine certainly does. Mine is fucking crook. But anyway, so we're going to follow on last episode about your little your acting.
We were, because we sort of ended
left them hanging.
I left it hanging last week, a bit like your shit. Maybe we get a photo of those bears. What bears did the boys end up going with?
Get a photo of my shit.
No, I don't know why. I sort of went from shit to bears there. I just all over the shop. But last week I sort of left it because after 3 days I mentioned how Werther, your mate, he wasn't integrating with everyone, and we could sort of understand that in a way.
Yeah, he was there to do a job.
Well, he's a Hollywood actor.
Yeah, he's got a job to do.
He's better than all of us, and he's especially better than me. But I mentioned how the goat was up on the table, and I forgot to mention it last week.
What do you reckon the net worth of someone like that would be? Like, would he just be...
Well, I looked at it.
I thought you might have.
Yeah.
That's what I asked.
Yeah.
Let me guess. His net worth... So is this what he's got in the bank now, what he's earned?
Well, I think... I don't know. His net worth... You might have to check this, Big D. Big Dills Cassidy. I've got to get something else that he checked a few weeks ago. Net worth, does that include, like, his properties? Or... Because you've got a house, you've got a car... That's your net worth, isn't it?
You've got a mortgage.
You've got a mortgage, yeah. So maybe that goes off your net worth.
Like when you're talking...
You've got a lot of Collingwood jumpers.
True.
And that. There's a bit of net worth there.
You've
got, $150 worth of teddy bears.
Bloody oath. Bit of net worth more than that.
Yeah, okay.
And I know, because I know with the tennis players, they say, bloody old mates... made 22 million, but obviously...
But he's got to pay for accommodation, he's got to pay for travel, he's got to pay for hookers.
When you look at guys like Mike Tyson, you'd say he's made 500 million. He's also spent 550 million.
That's it. He's bloody chomped someone's ear off.
No, I think I don't know what. But anyway, so
okay.
I'm guessing net worth is...
you go for it.
Net worth, his net worth. So we're saying it's what he's earned in his life or what he's currently got in the bank, but people wouldn't know what he's got in the bank.
People wouldn't know what they wouldn't.
No. So I'm saying what he's earned in his life.
Okay, yeah. So say he got paid $5 million.
I'm saying he's worth $12.4 million.
$12.4 million. Nah, higher.
Higher.
Keep going, buddy. Keep going.
$21 million.
Keep going.
Jesus, what's he doing? Fucking.
I don't know why he's out in bloody Arthur's Creek, mate.
Cutting fucking meatloaf with you or whatever was happening.
Fruitcake
with you.
Yeah.
27 million?
Mate, keep going. Round it off.
35 million?
30 million.
Good God.
30 million, because that's what I thought, because I started thinking, were they? How big is this guy? I know he was on Getting Square in 2003, which he was on that with Edjo. He probably got paid fuck all for that, but he's been doing it a while. Okay, Avatar in 2008, 2009. I thought, how big is Werther? I looked at it, 30 fucking million.
Jesus.
I go, this guy can fucking do what he wants to me.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck what he does. But I think one of the problems was as well, because the other thing that was very unprofessional of me, and this probably shows where my sense of humour and where I'm at as a 39-year-old, because I mentioned last week how the goat was on the table.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so the director said, I don't know what the bloke's name was who had to, but he said, "Oh, can you pull the goat off?" And then that's I've laughed.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Shooting fish in a barrel. Evo's on the floor pissing himself. Everyone's going, "Grow up, you fucking loser."
Yeah.
And he said, "Pull the goat off" about another 5 times. I couldn't stop it. It was like one of those things. Remember when you had to do like a minute silence or something in primary school for like.
And you get the giggles.
Yeah. You just you look at your mate. He's pissing himself.
I've done it. I've done it acting a couple of times, and I just haven't. With Troy a couple of times, and we just haven't been able to stop laughing. It's ridiculous.
And once you get the giggles, you just can't. And these are
horrible.
These are professional actors, and I'm just hearing pull the goat off.
I think it's particularly worse if you're the only one that's got the giggles. If you're just a fucking pain in the ass. If everyone's got the giggles, it's like this is a good time. But if you're the only one with the giggles, it's.
And the first time it was like that one where it was just a real shock. Like pull the goat off. I've gone. And I've gone, okay, that was too loud. So anyway, after day 3, this was day 3 of a 4-day block, and then we had the weekend and we were coming back in. But my on-screen wife, who, funny enough, she dropped in. She lives out in bloody Montmorency. She dropped in. I'm in the toilet.
She dropped into your butt.
At the Grape and Hop Ride. I'm in the toilet. And mate Phrase goes, "Hey, there's this woman here." She says she's your on-screen wife. I go, "Amanda or something?" I go, Amanda's dropped in. So, yeah.
Serious?
She dropped in. I said, I was going to buy you a bit. Like, she didn't do a strip or anything like that. No. She wanted to...
Did you invite her?
No, but I sort of... Because she sort of texted during the week and I said, funny you should say it. She said she's going to come the next comedy night. I fucking wind this story up, Evo. And then she said, I actually organised to have me bucks there. So she said she was just in the area. Said, can't I buy you a drink? But I said, nah, it's all good.
I don't care if she's in the fucking... cafe next door. It's your bucks party, and you hardly know the woman.
Well, she's my on-stage wife. We formed a real chemistry.
She's my wife for crying out loud.
This is my wife. Yeah. So I don't want my wife here.
Your real wife's not there. Not
just eating a bloody strawberry off a stripper, and get out of here. But no, so she was there. But she said, all right, because we got to a point where we go, I think Worthay's a bit of a dick. So
she was in on that as well.
She was thinking that because he was just acting like an idiot. Well, that's what we thought. He was just being professional.
Yeah.
And she said, all right, what I'm going to do tomorrow, she goes, fuck it, I'm going to just go fucking talk to him. Fucking, what have I got to lose?
So
she just started...
Ballsy move.
She just started talking to him and he sort of opened back up. And by the end of the day, he's telling her to bloody go get the jab. Yeah, just book in, go get the jab. And...
Wow.
And whatever. And from that point, she cracked him. Because then now he's starting to, because there was this one scene where in the show, there's going to be smoke, but we can hear a helicopter.
Okay.
It's like this helicopter.
Yep.
So we all go out. There's about 8 of us, and we're looking up to the sky. But no one told us where to fucking look.
So you're all...
Because Worthay goes, sorry guys, just talking to the director and that, just do we have an eye line of where we need to look at? Because there's no actual helicopter there. We're acting. So he comes back and he goes, Jesus Christ, that's bloody simple. There's no good... And it's true, isn't it? Like, there's no good, 6 people looking up, at the tree where the helicopter's meant to be, and I'm looking at the bloody assistant director's bloody cleavage or something.
Tough to find eye line up in the sky, though.
No, so what they did, they got a little secret tip of how things work on set. One of the someone helping out, they had a pole or something, and they just walked around, and we just sort of followed that.
Wow.
So, mate, when you...
Again, a lot of effort for
this scene, mate. Yeah, it was all happening. But and then over the next few days, like Wortho just, he started opening up and talking about, I found out that, he lives over in LA and his kids go to this school. And I won't say which school, but he just...
LA High.
LA High, that's it. What is it? LA High.
LA, so what is this? What's it? Oh, no.
What is it? I was trying to think Beverly Hills, where they all go to.
Beverly Hills High.
Beverly Hills High? Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen
it has been a while since we've been Beverly Hills 90210. So he just really opened up, and he was telling all the other actors about getting them little tips and stuff like that, and he became a real mentor.
Yeah, nice.
To all of us.
Like a wise
Buddha bloke. He was telling stories about when he first went to LA. Him and like 3 mates were living in some shithole, and when they first were going for auditions and that, like they only had enough money for 2 of them to stay in a backpackers. So one of them got the short straw and had to sleep in the car.
Oh, jeez.
And he said it was absolutely amazing.
Interesting guy that he's done well. The percentage,
30 million. 30 million.
30 mil. The percentage that go over there.
It just shows you how committed. And could you imagine, like, because one of his mates said he just went over there and he was just happy to get an audition.
Yeah.
That was it. He's gone in. There's 200 people going for this part, and he was one of them. And he just goes, "Oh, fuck, I've made it. I'm out."
Yeah,
he was just happy to get an audition, let alone get paid work.
Wow.
Yeah. So
tough biz. Hats off to him.
That's
Good on
it.
him.
And
so he's a good bloke.
Yeah, he's a great bloke. He's a great bloke, Wertho. And
exchange phone numbers?
No, I didn't. I didn't really get in there. I didn't want to push him too much. I was sort of just, but I found out
it's a fine line.
It's a fine line because I sort of said something as well where it didn't go that well.
Okay. What was that?
All right. So
I'd like to hear that.
What happened was. So there's a lot of scenes in this movie. So one of the scenes is we run outside, and this fire is meant to be coming over the hill, about to engulf where we're staying. Okay, so this is full on. This is full on. And the guy who, one of the other actors, he was telling a real story of when he was staying down at Hall's Gap.
Yep.
And there were fires down there, and he said, "Oh yeah, me and the family." We came out with all the cricket gear. We were going to play a game of cricket, but we were hit by this like radiant heat. It was like 100 degrees. And Wertho's getting in character. He's going, okay. So you walk out with the cricket gear. The heat just hits you. This radiant heat's like 100 degrees. He goes, what did you feel like doing? And I said, definitely batting. Because
that's a good call.
That's a great call, but Wertho was in character, and he sort of shot me another look like I fucking was laughing at the goat thing.
It's one of those things that probably takes you a while to get into character. Those little comments are just fucking his whole vibe.
I know. He's trying to get in character. You got this fuckhead wannabe.
I don't even think you want it. You're not even a wannabe. You're just there to be a pain in the ass.
Oh, there you go.
Just a pain. You're not even if you dreamed of being an actor, maybe he could get to your level, but you can't be helped. You're just a fucking menace.
I'm just a loser.
A loser, just a menace.
Yeah.
Just a bloody pain in the ass.
So at this stage, just a pain in the ass. So at this,
it's a good call. I'll give you that. It's a very funny call.
It's a funny call, but no one had really played much cricket. I don't think, because you think about it, I've fielded 50 overs in 35 degree heat. That's bad. Like, could you imagine fielding
in an inferno
when it's 100 degrees?
Oh, you're fucking nightmare.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You'd have to call for drinks every over. But, so that was no good. So at this point, I've cut fruitcake. I've bloody laughed at the bloody goat. So Wertho hates me there. We've sort of struck up a bit of stuff.
You've made a pulling off the goat.
I've made a pulling off the goat. I've laughed at that,
which
is just childish. No. And I've had to do a little bit of dancing. I was doing some daggy. So I haven't really done anything in this film apart from, as you said, be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you're far from irreplaceable.
Well, funny you should say that, because he had some great little tips. He said, once you're in the scene, they cannot get rid of you. So if you're in there, they can't get rid of you. Like, you could do he said this, and I quote,
you could fucking lay out the producer.
He didn't say that, but he said you could do a shit on the table.
He said that.
And they can't get rid of you. And I go, really? He goes, mate, you can do a shit on the table. They can't get rid of you. And I
Is that a tip or a...
Well, no, that's his tip. That's his buddy. If he does acting school...
shit on the table? Or
well, it worked for the goat. The goat shit everywhere, and it's still in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah. And the other one, he said another time where we had to run out. Oh, it's bloody going on again, this fucking story. We had to run outside, and what he said to my on-screen wife, he said, nah, don't go out there, because then they got to film that scene next, and you'll be out of that scene, and you're wrapped. You don't have to be in that scene, so you're wrapped for the night. Oh. So that's so many times.
Would you want to get wrapped, or you want to just be in as much as possible?
Well, because I hadn't done anything, I'd only cut cake and dance like a loser. I ran out there, charged out there like I was going to make a difference.
Yeah.
So I ran out. My wife stayed back in there. So plus I'd lost all these gigs.
Into the script and not up to you whether you want to fucking go and fight the fire.
Well, it should be, but then that's where Werther goes. Sometimes you got to remember we're in the fires. There is no script. He's saying just go off.
It's a shit show if there's no script.
Well, there's a script, but he said you can't you just got to. It's got to be a bit mayhem. There's got to be all this stuff happening. You don't know what's going to happen. So, and this will lead me.
You should have punched him in the head or something. And he goes, mate, there's no script.
There's no script.
What are you doing? There's no fucking script, mate. It's a fucking, you do what you want. just turn
my own scene.
Just turn the table up and start pissing on the floor. There's no script, mate.
There's no script.
This is what I'd do if there was a fire.
If there was a fire.
I would lose my shit.
Dickhead.
It's every man for him fucking self.
Yeah, I've gone mental. Yeah, that's great. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
I will wind it up because this is my the last ever scene for this fires thing. I thought, okay, so at this point, I haven't done well. I've I've laughed at the goat.
Goes without saying.
Werther was a bit shitty. Didn't laugh at my batting joke. I've cut fruitcake.
That's on him. That was a good joke.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I've cut the fruitcake, and the only other thing, I've just danced around like a daggy dad. So I haven't added anything to this. I probably could have been replaced. They could have.
Very replaceable.
Yeah, so I thought, all right. So this last scene, this is where the fire's bearing down. So they said, we're all locked in. So we run inside. Wertho gets us inside, and we're just huddled up. And in the script, I was meant to just sort of hug my wife and my kid.
Like, this is it.
Yeah. Like, I'm just acting like I'm scared. I'm just comforting them. I thought, no, fuck that.
I'm fighting this fire.
I'm fighting this fucking fire. So they go, all right, just do this. And Wertho spoke to another guy who he was sort of on lookout. So he'd been doing stuff. See, like I said, I've done nothing at this stage. So I said, fuck it, I want to do something. Yeah. Wertho. I didn't say that. I said,
I'm coming with you.
Sammy, what do you want me to do? Like, fucking throw me. He picked up these 3 extinguishers.
Yep.
And I said, yeah, fuck it. Throw one to me, mate. I'm going to guard the door or something like this.
Yeah,
He goes, perfect. So we're just going through it. And I said to my on-screen wife, she said, so what you're just cuddling me? I said, nah, fuck that.
Stand back.
She goes, what, you going rogue? I said, yeah, I'm going to make a difference. So,
good on you.
So, buddy, Sammy slams the door. You know, we're all in this evacuation centre. And he throws a fire extinguisher to the one bloke. He puts it near the door. I said, give it here. I grabbed the fire extinguisher. I put it there. I'm sort of looking around. I'm making sure everyone's all right. Yeah. And I finally did something, Tommy. I made it happen.
Ooh.
I made it happen. So when it comes out, I'm not just going to be... I'm going to be daggy dad for the first little bit. But then at the end, I really make a difference. And this is where Wertho went. Because you got to remember, it's chaos. But it didn't feel like that. Because there's no real noise or anything. So Wertho started just like banging the walls, going rah, rah, like the fire's raging and that. He just went nuts. He's banging shit, and I go, fucking, that's a good act. That's $30 million worth of acting there.
He's underpaid.
He's underpaid. He's a $50 million man.
That's a good idea.
You got to do it, but he was good. So bang, I'm on the Wertho bandwagon. I love you, mate. And so I went home on a high. There are ups and downs, but
there's certainly some ups and downs.
I mean,
it was a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster, but in the end, there I made a bit of a difference, and I think we saved a few lives. So.
Oh mate, I can't wait to see the movie.
Oh, it's going to be good, mate. It's going to be good.
That sounds like something else.
That is.
Only took the 4 days to shoot too, so she'd want to be fucking good.
7 days. Remember, I had the 4 and then 3 the next week. Yeah. I mean, I left stuff out, mate.
It's going to take him 15 years to
fucking edit it.
Or just to film everything. It took 7 days to shoot your shitty scene with the fucking fruitcake and the fucking fire extinguisher.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How long is it going to take him to film a fucking miniseries?
I know, mate. I know. It's going to be an hour episode.
Unbelievable.
So I'll be in it for like 2 minutes. So.
But anyway, that's nearly brought us. Well, it has brought us to the end of the ep. Whew, what a beauty that was. It was had some highs, had some lows, had some.
Jesus Christ.
That was something else.
It was a bit of everything.
Had something everything, but something for everyone. But anyway, so that's episode 32.
32 in the can. So get on the Good Banter Instagram.
Get on the Instagram
page. Twitter, we're on Twitter as well.
Send us a message. Have you checked that lately? The messages?
Yeah, I've got a couple of emails that I need to print out and read out.
We'll do that.
Read out next episode. So that's really good banter at gmail.com. Give us a rating. Give us a review. Just tell your mates. Just share it around with your mates if you're enjoying what we're doing. And if you haven't listened, go back, listen to some old episodes.
Oh, there's some doozies.
There are some rippers, mate. So that is...
Out.
Yeah, you're missing out. So
missing out if you're not listening to the early ones.
Get around
wow.
it. So,
and, so give it a listen. Tell your mates, and happy days.
See you later. That is Good Banter. That is Good Banter.